Great season. We said from the beginning we had a really special group, just the way that we approached every single day. We worked really, really hard this season. DJ said it in the locker room. I think all of us got better this season. So, it's a tough ending for us.
Between being a great basketball player and just being a loud one, Napheesa Collier is a player that lets her game do the talking, while some others like Angel Reese rely on drama, distractions, and dirty play.
As like you said, you guys are talking about it, everyone is talking about it, and so that brings more eyeballs to the game. Again, I don't agree with what she did, but I like the fact that women's basketball and women's sports is such a conversation piece.
And Napheesa Collier just called out Angel Reese for playing dirty. Guess what? It's only getting worse.
Tip Hayes on the rollout. How about Rose holding McBride to just 5 points? Reese claps her hands and reaches in with the puck. Oh, she just got teed up.
So I didn't see the reaction.
Collier has proven herself as a true leader and competitor. She was named unrivaled first ever MVP, leading the league in scoring with 25.7 points per game and ranking among the top 5 in rebounds. She also dominated the midseason one-on-one tournament, taking home the $200,000 prize, and then gave half of it to her team's staff and trainers. That's the kind of player she is. She wins, she leads, and she lifts others up.
I just have to say, I wouldn't be here without my team and my coaches. Yes, give it up for them.
Even when her team, the Lunar Owls, suffered an unexpected loss, she still delivered a stunning 36-point performance. Collier doesn't make excuses. She doesn't need to throw cheap shots or start online fights to stay in the spotlight. She simply plays hard, plays fair, and commands respect.
Just being with this team was a high. Like I said, our chemistry was great from the beginning. The way that we approached every day so professionally, how locked in we were. It was just a pleasure to be with this team. We had a great coaching staff. So obviously, we want to take that into next year, but kind of just thinking about this for tonight for a little bit.
Do you have other questions?
Angel Reese, on the other hand, is following a very different path. Instead of focusing on her game, she's constantly involved in controversy and side distractions. Reese plays recklessly and aggressively, often crossing the line from physical play into dirty tactics. Her entire style revolves around trying to intimidate opponents rather than outplay them. And when things don't go her way, she complains, plays the victim, or looks for attention elsewhere.
An excellent job putting the pressure on one another, defending as well as...
Her season with Unrivaled was more about headlines than highlights. She got ejected from a game for unnecessary antics, and now, with an injury ruling her out of the playoffs, she's once again shifting the conversation away from basketball, instead of focusing on improving. She spends more time on social media as she has always done, posting dance moves half naked, promoting her podcast where she makes statements that have nothing to do with the game. This is the problem with Reese. She wants to be seen as a superstar, but she isn't putting in the work to actually become one. While Collier is leading teams and breaking records, Reese is too busy playing into the hype. Instead of developing her skills, she leans on drama, hoping that being loud will make up for being less skilled. At some point, Reese will have to decide what she really wants. Does she want to be a true champion like Collier, or does she just want to be famous? Because right now, Collier is building a legacy, while Reese is just chasing headlines. It's one thing to play tough basketball. It's another to play reckless, sloppy, and downright dirty, and that's exactly what Angel Reese does every time she steps on the court. She falls more than she scores, throws elbows instead of making plays, and clanks layups that should be easy points. And yet, for some reason, the refs just let her get away with it.
As this time from 2, off one leg, Reese with the board. She's got 20 and 20 tonight. But an offensive foul. And that would be her 6th. trying to convince her head coach to challenge.
Game after game, Reese charges into defenders, throws up a weak shot, and then flails her arms looking for a foul call. But instead of working on her finishing or improving her footwork, she just doubles down on the rough play. She shoves, she grabs, she hacks at players who actually have skill, and she does it all under the watchful eye of refs who seem to just let her be. And let's talk about those missed layups. How does someone with her size and athleticism struggle so much around the rim? She gets good looks, but instead of finishing strong, she rushes the shot, loses focus, or just flat out bricks it. Then, as soon as she misses, she turns around and fouls whoever gets the rebound, trying to make it seem like she's playing tough, when in reality, she's just covering up for her bad offense. Meanwhile, Napheesa Collier is the complete opposite. She moves with grace, she makes smart plays, and she doesn't have to resort to cheap fouls to prove her presence. While Reese is out there throwing bodies around like a football player, Collier is leading the game with skill, poise, and precision. She doesn't need to hack and slap at players to make an impact. Her game speaks for itself.
If money wasn't an option, what could we get? And honestly, we got like almost everything because we really try to make the experience as good as possible for the athlete. We want to make it worth their while. We try to, if there's anything you guys want, let us know. Any to heart, we try to accommodate for. I feel like there is not for one.
And the worst part, the refs let Reese get away with this nonsense. Other players would be whistled for fouls in a heartbeat, but somehow Reese is given free rein to throw cheap shots and play reckless ball. Maybe it's because of her name. Maybe it's because of the drama she brings. Whatever the reason, it's making the game worse for everyone watching.
She knows that. But then I also look at the play she drew up, and the play was for Burrell to get downhill. So it's interesting, you know, the communication of you want Howard to step up, but the play for Burrell probably because she wants to get her going.
At some point, the league needs to step up and stop this mess. Basketball is about skill, not just bullying your way to attention. But as long as the refs keep turning a blind eye, Reese will keep fouling, flopping, and failing while real players like Collier keep winning. Just when she thought she could get away with it, Angel Reese's reckless style of play has finally caught up with her. She's now been ruled out of the unrivaled semifinals with a wrist injury, the same wrist that already needed surgery last year. And honestly, this was bound to happen. When you play rough instead of smart, hack at players instead of refining your game, and rely on brute force rather than skill, injuries are just a matter of time.
She was working on it shoot-around this morning. A power dribble by Reese. Couldn't finish high off the glass. Shaves out space. Angel Reese on the putback.
This is exactly why Caitlin Clark wanted nothing to do with unrivaled. She saw what kind of league it was shaping up to be, more about physicality, drama, and trying to, quote, look tough, quote, rather than actual elite competition. Clark made the smart choice. Instead of throwing herself into a situation where players are risking their bodies for a quick payday, she focused on what actually matters, developing her game, and preparing for a long, successful career.
Scoring points, they'd love to watch her play.
Well, no doubt, Holly, and she's on the bench right now with 2 fouls after a very suspect first foul, where it didn't look like she really made any contact with Alyssa Thomas. Now, one thing to keep in mind, because I know we are going to have some